Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Monday nights with Hilly, and we are going to be starting a new season, a mini season in GRL tonight. So if you're wondering why on the title it's called Season 3.5, it's because it's a mini season. Now, first things before we get started, I just want to apologise. I'm afraid I've got a stinking cold at the moment, so if I sound a bit muffled or a bit weird, you know why. There we go. Yeah, so anyway, as I said, a short season, 3.5 is a season of. It's just that been reduced by two races actually because of I think the release date of 23 has just caught a few leagues out, to be honest with you. So I think a lot of leagues have had to take off a couple of tracks or something from what they'd already set up on their calendars. So here we go. Yeah, we got. Okay, so we starting here as you can see at Bahrain, short quality 50% race. We're then at Silverstone next week, Austria the week after, Spa Francorchamps on race 4. Then we are at Abu Dhabi on the 5th of June, and we finish off at Brazil on the 12th of June with the game for pre-orders being released on the 13th and for everybody else on the 16th. So it's going to be a short mini season, so it's just 6 races. Could be interesting. So we'll see how we go. It's going to be a new experience for me tonight as well. A lot of drivers that I don't know. Some I do know from having done the Division 6 towards the end of last season. So some I do know, others I don't. So it'd be good to get to know a few new drivers. See how to get on. I've just... I can't post in the streams on the Discord, so how am I supposed to put my stream in there if I can't post in there? Right, there we go, I've asked someone else to do it. Right, okay, who's first out then? We've got a Haas by the looks of it. It's first on track, and that Haas is Quell. So, let's see how Quell gets on. I do know Quell from last season, Division 6. Very good driver, very handy driver. As Matthew rejoins again, I think maybe having a few troubles. So, here we go. Right, first driver across the line, so the first hilly hot lap of the season as well. So across the line he comes. DRS is open, and we'll head down to turn 1, down to 3rd, and probably down to 2nd as he goes into the corner. Then shifting up out of turn 2 through 3. 3 just effectively a kink in the road. Up to 4 now. Keep the car over to the left, down to 3rd or 4th. And get on the power as quick as you can, and through the quick left, right, left. It's so important to be able to get on the power through the exit of the corner, through the final corner, and then we go round the heavy braking right-hander. Now round to this left-hander, which is sort of go left. It's quite a difficult corner, particularly if you're no ABS player. Very difficult to brake when you're already turning. So we head down the straight now. DRS open again once more. Down the 5th for this left-hander. open up the steering and get on the power as quick as you can, full throttle, stay full throttle all the way through the right-hander, as close to the inside of the curb as you can without touching it really, although it's not as deadly as it was last season. Through the right-hander, always important to get a very good exit to take you all the way down this straight into the final corner, down the fourth for the final corner. And again, open up the steering, should use this exit curb there, and open up DRS to head for the line, and well gets the soft to a 129.2, so a nice little lap to get us started for the evening. So I think we've still got plenty more time in him. Hey Vice Racing. Yeah, no problem, Vice Racing. We will endeavour to get it sorted for you, mate. We might need to join a chat tomorrow or something. I don't want to do it today because I'm feeling absolutely horrendous at the moment, but perhaps tomorrow we can, if you're still having problems, then perhaps we could do a chat and then compare each other's settings to make sure we're running the same settings, and that might help. But otherwise I'm not really too sure. This is Twins then out the final corner as Luge goes fastest on the 28.9. I've removed Art, by the way, because I am no longer in Art. That's why I've removed Art. So there we go. Twins across the line, 30.1. Apex has also completed a lap in the other Alpha, which is 29.3. Ace Guy 29.5 and Bike Josh 30.0. So I reckon just starting a lap actually there. There's is that Erna? I think it's an N. Erna. Cross the line to a 29.3 in a Williams. And that starts. A couple of cars heading for the line. So this is... oh, it's Daniel Gaynor, but he's on night lap, apologies. Kieran, sorry. Heading for the line now. 29.3. So, looking very close at the moment between all of them. I suspect almost every driver has got a bit more time in this. Bahrain expects a good handful of drivers to be in the 28s. You might even see a high 27 if we're lucky, but we'll see come the end of the session. But I would expect at least a handful of drivers in the 28s, if not more. Clearly not on a hot lap there. Who's this? This is Echo on an out lap. I'll tell you what, let's stick with Echo and see his first qualifying lap of the season. He is the Division 6 champion from last season. Won the Division 6 by a long way, and I would say he's probably favourite, or certainly one of the favourites at least, to win this mini-season. Time round. We've got retirement from Ace Guy. I don't quite know what's happened to him actually. He seems to have retired coming out of the pits. Car stopped down there on the pit exit, so I have absolutely no idea what's happened to him there. Right, Echo's lap looking pretty tidy. Always good, particularly I think in the short qualifying sessions, always good to make sure you get a lap on the board first, and then after that you're basically free then to attack as you want, but make sure you get a banker on the board. Especially if you are expecting to be one of the top guys to maybe battle for a championship. I think Bahrain a really good track to open on in any league racing season, personally. Usually offers some really good racing. As Echo heads to the line then. 29.0 from Echo. Puts me in P2 for the moment. Where is he? He's just finished sector 1. Comes round to this difficult left-hander. Not many corners on the whole calendar that look like that left-hander, really. There's one reasonably similar at Kota, I say. It's really think of any others off the top of my head that's like that. A large lift, yeah, he's a second and a half down, okay, so not a hot lap. What about his teammate Raikkonen then? No, he's 4 seconds down in sets of 1, so clearly not on a hot lap. It's a bit further up then, Apex and the Alfa Romeo back out on track. Just heading up to turn 4, end of sets of 1 just not long after this, so just over 3 tenths up, so that's a handy improvement already. It's on the verge of the 28s already, just in that one sector. Purple that sector then, as Daniel Gamer has retired out of the session as well. Left-hander. The end of sector 2 is just at the end of this long right-hander. Back out right-hander, and he's now 6 tenths up, so he's going to be heading well into the 28s. 28s. Yeah, that puts him on a 28.7 as it stands, with whatever he can gain in the final sector as well. And there is the 28.7, so Apex goes fastest for the moment. To Luge now, but he just took that corner, makes me think he's not on a hot lap here. He's only very slightly down in sets of 1. Stick with him to the end of sets of 2, but I've got a feeling his energy is going down, so that would suggest he's still pushing. Yellow flags ahead for an Alfa Romeo. On the right hand side there, he is still pushing. Luge, he's just over a tenth of half up. He needs to find a bit more to displace Apex, but of course it would consolidate him a bit more from those behind. Across the line, 28.6, so he does find the time in the final sector and goes fastest once more. Bad attempt ahead of Apex. Well now, 3 tenths up, just heading down to the final corner. The 3 tenths he is up would find him up to P4, but he'd only just be behind Pando, who's moved up into P3 on a 28.9. So here comes Quell, 28.7. There's P3 for the moment. And that one sounds really starting to improve. And on an out lap. Also on an out lap. Josh, no improvement from White. Josh Wargasm has improved 8 tenths and goes up into P4. That's 5 drivers now into the 28s. It's more like what we were expecting this evening, I think. 10th cannon that could well be more yet. 10th cannon out on the mediums. That's interesting, because Bahrain potentially could be a track where you might want 2 sets of mediums for the race. You know, if it's not a massive safety car risky track, it's just but if the safety cars do occur at certain times, then it would be useful to have a set spare. So attack then on his first run of the evening to right-hander, and yellow flags. Nothing to worry about those yellow flags, just drivers that are getting out of the way of others. It's not no incidents or anything like that. So we reached the 5 minutes remaining mark. It's pretty much the point now where drivers will be starting to think about their final runs. It's normally the run where people absolutely try their flat-out hardest. So where's Attack going to go on in his first run? Seemed a decent lap to me. Going for the line now, 29.0, which amazingly only puts a P8, but it's not bad for a first run at all. So he'll look to get round now and then out for one more, I'm sure. Not early on in the lap yet. So ever so slightly up in sets of one. That corner really is difficult if you're somebody who plays on it with no ABS. I'm an ABS player, so that helps me. No ABS, trying to brake when you're taking the gradual left-hander into the heavier part of it is very, very difficult not to lock up. Two temps up. Hey, for Echo, that would move him up to P4 as it stands. You wouldn't need to find much more to get ahead of Quell. Now that's open. Heads to the line then. 28.8 goes P4. He just lost a tiny bit in the final corner there, but isn't too bad. It still manages to get up to P4. So he was going into the pits in a way. Okay. Callum Ludlow. Currently on a 29.7 in P14. Temps down for Callum. That's not going to be salvageable in the final sector, I don't think. Who would we have next? I think Gaz Buchanan might be next on track. So we may as well see Callum over the line or into the pits, whichever it is. It's into the pits by the looks of it. So Gaz Buchanan, it's not him. Who is it then? It's not Raikkonen. Oh, it must be Echo returning round to the pits end. So as we can, and then in sector 1, current PB of 29.9, 9 temps down just in sector 1, so obviously not having a good start to the lap there, perhaps backed out of it already. Time to get round the lap again and start another new one, so do that if he's had a poor start to the lap. Step Cannon then, for Rogers go up to the end of sector 2. Nearly a second up, which puts you in the mid-29s, which would give him more sort of into the mid-pack. So he may well have a lot more as Echo retires from the session. That's in the pits, having got back on his in-lap. Not enough time to go back out again, so retires out in P4 as it stands at the moment. 29.3 for 10th Cannon then does put him into that midfield in P11. Still not a laps to be finished yet. Guys, coming around to start a lap. Raikkonen. Find somebody on a hot lap. Actually, Kieran's just starting a lap, so let's go with Kieran. Down to turn 1. Always been a problem through here of getting on the traction, isn't it? That's always been the problem. And coming out of turn 2 into 3, this can be slippery and quite easy to spin it. So be careful. Really keep his car ever to the left enough on the entry to turn 4. But how's he doing for sector 1? He's almost 2 temps up already. Currently in P10 on a 29.2. So he's on a 29.2. And Well, if you look at P5, Wargasm is on a 28.9, so 3 tenths. Let's see him move up to P5. He's already got 2 of those, so plenty more to go. But, Mercedes won't have helped. So he has to find a little bit more. He's basically quarter of a second up now. Shows purple on the display on the map in sets of 2, but to only be quarter of a second up, I'd be surprised if that's correct. That Mercedes is still there. It's not ideally placed. I hope he's moved off the track a little bit more or something. And heads on line 28.8 from Kieran. Goes into P5, just ahead of Wargasm, his teammate. The Astons, early days, the Astons are looking strong. Gasm not improving on his lap though. He can't be improving, can he? That side, for a year. Who else we got? Matthew. He's into the pits. The Alfa Romeo. His TTV Twins. 29.4 improves with 7 tenths up to P13. And is that it? The Caserna not improving, so I think that's it, because the Ferrari that's on its way, both Ferraris have got the checkered flag, so let's see, unfortunately not able to get a time on the board during qualifying, so we'll start from the back. Sometimes starting from the back at any track could be a blessing in disguise, you know. So, scouting, but it's Luge then, who takes pole position on a 28.5. Very nicely done from Luge. My little tip in the, if you watch the pre-season podcast thingy that I did for the, the driver draw and everything, all the selections, I had a little guest appearance on the Division 4 one, and Luge was I was surprised he wasn't picked earlier, to be honest with you. But, he showed great pace towards the end of last season in Division 6, and he's continued that pace by taking pole position to start this mini-season. Apex then in P2, Rio MUFC, so Rio in P3, Quell P4, Echo will start the season in 5th, Kieran 6, Wargasm 7. Let me just scroll through those, just so the, in any instance, nothing there really, just in case they need them. Just again, just to apologise once more, and it's if you are listening, I am a bit full of cold at the moment, so I do apologise. Trying to keep the coughing and stuff to a minimum. So I didn't want to miss the start of the season, so I did have someone offer to stand in if needed, but so I didn't want to miss the start of the season, so decided to stick with it. That's okay. Countdown has finished. We're going on to the... Oh, straight to the race start. There's no formation lap. Sure that's correct. As the Alpha Tauri of Luge comes across. Jones has left the session. It's, right, Rio's gotten up into P1. Luge follows him in P2. Echo up to 3. Apex 4, Kieran 5. Well, just getting up to 6th there. White Josh has had a good start as well, up to 7th. But Luge picks up a 5th place a 5-second penalty for gaining a place in corner cutting. So he'll obviously make a decision. If that's something he feels was unjust, then he may also go to the stewards with the evidence of that to ask for removal. But having said that, he's got to pit at some point, so he's going to serve it at some point later in the race. Position changes then as Luge gets past Rio, retakes the lead. Rio having a little comeback at him, or they make contact. Little bump. No more contact following that, and Luge does have to place back. He's going to get the hurry up, I think, of that 5-second penalty. Just quickly get onto tyres. Yeah, I thought so. So Rio started actually on the hards, so very well off the start, considering starting on the hards. Looks like he might be able to get a chance here back at Luge. Certainly myself, been a little bit. I was a little bit taken by the fact that there was no formation lap. I must admit, it took me by surprise. I don't know if any of the drivers were taken by surprise as well. So, having a little look at Rio. This side closed, but we've got a couple of retirements. Callum and Erna are out, and that is a full safety car. Twins doesn't look like he's back in the session yet. Let me see if I can invite him. He is Xbox. Showing it's offline on my screen, but that don't always show correctly, that, so send him an invite. Well, difficult start, but Raikkonen will be one certainly glad to see the safety car, allow him to get back up to the back. As Twins, it just come up saying he's left the session again. Let me try again, invite again. So, sorry, position changes then. So, see, obviously the guys at the bottom are a little bit. I've lost a few places. Twins is back in. Let's hope he can get back in his car. So, safety car out so we can get back involved. But, so unfortunate for Erna and Callum Ludlow, who obviously wouldn't have been wanting to start their season with DNFs. Messing up 7 places off the start in the Ferrari, so he's had a nice start. Not quite our biggest gainer. Our biggest gainer is Daniel Gamer. Our biggest gainer is Gamer. There you go. Up 9 places. White Josh up 6 as well. And Matthew up 5. So some really, really good starts in there. A couple of pitters under the safety car. Gaz Buchanan is in. Panda is in. Go back to the tyres then. What are they gone to? They've gone to hard tyres. Don't know if they're intending on trying to do the whole race from here. It's a long way to go, even for hards around here. I would have thought that this safety car, well, Raikkonen's back into the pits. He's put on, I can't actually see, it looks like a set of mediums, I think. Yeah, so he's gone back to a set of mediums rather than sticking with the hards. And if these, certainly, if a driver feels like they can get the hard tyres to the end from here, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but whether it's actually a quick strategy or not would be a different matter. I think they'd be so far gone after sort of 20 laps that they'd be losing a lot of time. So Luge didn't opt to pit under the safety car. Obviously he could have looked to pit to get rid of the 5 seconds, but I guess position wise, track position, he would have lost too much, I guess. So keep hold of the lead for now. Certainly Rio and Echo in those early stages looking very, very fighty, quick, despite the hard tyres. Safety car will continue on another lap. We are just waiting for Raikkonen to catch up. Something like we often had to say in real life, is it? Right, waiting for Raikkonen to catch up. So, a couple more pitters. Gaz Buchanan is back into the pits. McMessy is into the pits. So why is McMessy in? Is it just a switch to hard tyres by the looks of it? Wasn't too far up the grid in a way. So again, if he feels like he can get to the end, it's probably worth the risk. And Gaz decided to pit, but it looks like just to go back to the mediums. I can only assume that's because they feel just in case there's another safety car, they want to be able to switch to the hards. And that is Raikkonen pitting again now to go back to the hards again. So he was on the hards in a way, then pitted to put on a set of mediums, and now he's pitted to put the hards back on again. I'm not too... I mean, he just likes going in the pits. But, presumably, this safety car won't stay out much longer. I mean, we're on lap 4 now, it came out lap 1. But didn't get picked up immediately, did it? So, I think it'll probably do another lap. Not great for us guys watching, but the guys down there at the back, if they're using this as a strategy-wise, it's up to them. They've got to use it for, they've got to do what they feel is right for their races. And what I found, the guys that I did see last season, Luge is that sort of quick guy. He's the one lap fast-paced bloke. Whether he can sustain it throughout the whole race is another question. Rio, I don't know. Echo is the complete opposite to Luge. He's the guy that's is consistently quick throughout the whole race. He's always putting decent lap times in, and that's why he won the league, or you know, the 6th division last season by so far. It's relentlessly quick all the time. So that sort of single lap pace should change. What's happened to 10th Cannon? Always into the pits, okay. 10th Cannon coming in now. As the safety car decides to stay out another lap, as Raikkonen hadn't caught up. So 10th Cannon presumably pitting to go to the hards to the end. Oh no, it's got... Okay, well that's odd. It decides to pit off the mediums to go to softs, and there wasn't any wing change there. Wargasm is off the track. It's slightly embarrassing when you do that under a safety car. Looks to me like Gaz Buchanan was told to give the place back to Wargasm. There's no right to make his places back up from where he was when he span. So we can't do that, but we can only assume that he was back on the track and facing the right direction when Gaz actually got past him, and that's why the game's told him to give that place back. So we will resume racing at the end of this lap. So lap 6 means 24 laps remaining. A long way to go. Say that is a long way to take the hards around here. We'll see how. The likes of McMessy, he's gone back to where he was before he pitted because others decided not to pit straight away. But yeah, 10th Cannon's going to softs. I'm not quite sure about that. I'm not sure why he's done that. Could have gone to the hards. There's the confirmation and safety car in this lap, and. And we'll Luge go. Yeah, but once he decides to go, that's it, he's got to go. Cannot sort of decide to go and then realise the guy behind maybe caught you out a little bit and then stop and go again. You can't do that. One movement. So you need to wait for the safety car, of course, which is just entering the pit lane now. And he is across the line. So Luge goes. Yeah, follows in. Seemed like a pretty decent restart. Quell is dropping down. He's off track at the final corner. There's a McLaren round as well, which is Ace Guy. Not sure how they've managed that on the final corner. Spins is into the pits. So lots going on the restart. Kieran side by side here with White Josh, who's in the Aston. Sorry, no, White Josh in the Red Bull, Kieran in the Aston. White Josh in the inside. Yeah, looks pretty clean, fair to me. It's also given Matthew and the Alpine a little run as well. So, get past just yet. Oh, Apex is dropping down as well. That's what's going on. Well, whatever happened to him, he is recovered. And he has dropped the P13 as Matthew is having a look at Kieran. Get another run here as well, since he could really get out the corner a lot better. Here he goes. So that's a P5 now for Matthew. And I've been having a superb race so far. And, since the restart, Luge has just pulled away a little bit, as you can see. 1.9 seconds with Echo a further 1.3 back. The top 5 all outside of the 1 second ahead of the car ahead as it stands at the moment already. Luge obviously sets fastest lap of the race, lead car, and we hadn't had a full lap done yet, so it's Daniel at the inside of Kieran into turn 1, fairly done. Kieran leaves plenty of room, doesn't fight it too hard. He knows, of course, that he's on the hard tyres. He could do with someone like Daniel Gamer ahead of him on the mediums, just pulling him along a little bit on his hard tyres, to be honest. Someone he can keep within DRS range of. This is Panda now. He's pretty close to the back of Attack, who's made his way up through the field pretty nicely as well. It's a top driver who did pit during the, well, either at the start or during the safety car, is Panda, so that is the driver we're looking at. He's sitting in P9 on the hard tyres. So this is the second set of tyres he's used, and the driver directly behind him in the Ferrari, McMassey, is exactly the same. He's on hard tyres, which he pitted to. So potentially, those guys might be able to get their cars to the end. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be, or yeah. I'm reasonably sure they can get to the end. I think what I mean is I'm just not sure it's a very quick strategy, would be my thoughts, but we'll see how they get on in a way. Finally then, lap 8, we have DRS enabled. So it should aid some overtaking. Daniel Gamer here in the Red Bull. One of our best likelihoods. Raikkonen is pretty close to the back of his teammate. His teammate on the mediums probably don't fancy being passed, but if Raikkonen's going quicker, despite being on the hards, it's probably best to let him through. It looked like Gaz went a bit wide there, and that's allowed Quail through as well. Cannon on those softs. Twins still taking a pit stop. He went to softs as well. He'll obviously be hoping for another safety car, will Twins. I think we need to head back up towards the front where White Josh is caught onto the back of Echo. And, Luge's lead at the front now, just over 3 seconds. So he wants to get that 5-second advantage if he can for the penalty, which he will serve when he pits. Josh around 4 tenths behind as Ace Guy picks up first track penalty, 3 seconds. Here is White Josh, not the best view from the broadcast cam, so we'll go on board. Josh through. But does try a little bit of a cutback, and it's worked. Does go through. Who's got the DRS? Echo has. That will help him defend into 4 as well. have a tiny bit of contact, but there wasn't really much in it. Now, in terms of strategy, guys, you should be seeing the medium drivers pit in usually around about lap 12, 13, something like that. They may extend it slightly because the safety car was out for quite a long period. And I think we got Kieran, who's round Raston. Oh, it's always a horrible moment when a car solidifies not far ahead of people. Well, I think even when ghosting's on, they should wait for a safe time to rejoin. Personally, I think it's just a bit dodgy otherwise. But anyway, no harm done on that occasion. Looks like there is a McLaren round. That's a Sky, who's on the stream. There's a Sky retires from the session on track. Really sure I'm not supposed to be doing that. No matter how annoyed you might be. Ultimately, from the team manager's perspective, from McLaren, he said, well, why are you retiring on track? Don't know when a safety car might occur. I guess for a lot of these drivers, though, probably the first time racing together for a lot of them, so it's like Josh, just a bit wide. I think he might have locked up into the right-hander there, which allowed Echo just to pull away slightly, very slightly. We've got a better chance at the moment between Daniel Gamer and Matthew. Just take a quick look at the position changes again. As you can see, Matthew at 9, Daniel Gamer at 13. So these two having an absolutely tremendous race. Like Josh as well, up 8. So we have got another safety car. On this one, I'm afraid I haven't got the slightest clue. 10th Cannon has been off track and he's lost his wing, so I think it's for that. It's a pretty soft safety car, if I'm honest. Very soft safety car. Brought out for loss of wing for 10th Cannon, so well, like Luge doesn't really have an option here. He has to pit. And this is a bit of a nightmare for those that started on hards. So for the likes of Rio and Echo, Echo is in. I think he's right. I think he's got to pit, go to mediums and try and get to the end. I don't think he really has any other option. Let's try that. So Gaz Buchanan speeds into the pit lane. About 5 seconds. So, well, there's plenty of hard tyre drivers that have opted to stay out. Obviously, three of those had actually already pitted to those hards. So Panda, McMessy and Raikkonen have already pitted onto these hards. So remember, at the last safety car, Raikkonen was at the back. We were waiting for him to catch up at the back of the field. Now he's up running in 5th. Can't blame him for taking track position when it's done that for him. And at the end of the day, another safety car will only aid these guys in trying to get to the end of the race. Obviously these guys, my main worry would be that they can have a very fast Echo on medium tyres on P7 right now. For Echo, of course, it's going to be how well can he get those tyres to the end. Again, shouldn't have any problems getting a set of mediums to the end from here. It's just how slow they're going to be at the end of it. So, he wouldn't mind, well, none of the guys that switched to mediums would mind this safety car staying out for quite a prolonged period, but I think we'll do another lap, and I think that'll be it, because... Oh no, sorry. Swing's down at the back here, just behind 10th Cannon, so... We've got hard tyres. 10th Cannon doesn't exactly look like he's trying too hard to catch up at the moment. Scouts Buchanan goes into the pits. Probably got told to give the place back when he went past Kieran there. And he's serving the 5 seconds. If you remember, he got a 5-second speed in the pit lane when the safety car came out. So he's going to switch back to medium tyres and serve those 5 seconds, which makes absolute sense. Again, 10th Cannon does not look to me like he's really trying to catch up here. Pulls the safety car, losing his front wing, and now he doesn't seem too... It's definitely tactical. Oh, I've got to migrate an old deer. I've been kicked from the lobby, so... Well, gonna get kicked. Gonna get kicked while streaming, and let it be under a safety car. And it's not a bad time for it to happen, really. Gives me something to do for the next minute or so. Should get back in time just before it restarts. Imagine the actual Raikkonen. Yeah, definitely Rides Racing. How cool would that be? Always like Kenny. Right, just restarted. Join Messi's turn 1, 2 and 3. They are coming through. Let me press the right button. There we go. Here we go then. So this is Luge. Already up to P4. He's not hanging about. Echo into P6. I'm not too sure, Vice, why people don't. See, sometimes there's a difference between maybe running in like P5, P6 to drop into the back of the grid. You might choose not to, because you're probably better off in that case. But yeah, so go almost anywhere at the moment and have a battle. So chance of me selecting the right one, probably not that likely. As oh, that's not Matthew, it's Echo. McMessy's. Oh, it's Echo going past McMessy, but he's ended up in a wall, and that is him out of the race. Echo is out, and that's going to be another safety car. Well, I can only call it as I see it, and my opinion there is probably that was probably on McMessy, but I can't say I'm 100% sure. It's definitely something for the stewards to look at. Come to a decision. It's never easy. It's very hard to be sure when you see it in real time. Don't have the benefit of replays like the Pums guys in real life, so my initial thought was that was on McMessy catching the back of Echo's car, the left rear. But the stewards would need to look at it and exactly how the guys' inputs are. So, you know, is McMessy actually turning into that left rear? or is Echo still going out towards the edge of the track and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot for stewards to look at in that sort of scenario. So I'm happy. I was happy to give what my initial reaction is, but with my steward's cap on, which I've done a lot of in the past, I would want both points of view on that one before it actually comes to a decision. So our third safety car of the evening, which is really, really unusual for Bahrain, if I'm honest. It's usually a safety car free race, or maybe one safety car. Thanks to all you guys that have joined me. Yeah, just for those that may have joined a bit more recently, I do apologise if I sound a bit muffled or anything. I'm just full of cold at the moment, so... Waiting at the moment. We've got... safety car's going to do another lap anyway, it always does another one, so it wouldn't matter, but Messi's just catching up to the back. And Raikkonen, unfortunately, back to the back again. After being... So he was at the back, then a safety car came out, and he stayed out and was P5, and now another safety car has come out and he's back down at the back again. Very mixed race from Raikkonen tonight. Down 16 then, we lost Echo, Ace Guy, who retired on track. After trying to deliberately retire himself, in my opinion, was deliberately driving into walls. Erna and Callum we lost right at the start. I have no idea, to be honest with you, what actually happened to them. So, should be it then, so the safety car should be in this lap, so we'll resume racing lap 16. That will mean 14 laps remaining. I'm not sure how, but position change going on between Quell and Kieran. So there's the confirmation, safety car in this lap. Again, position changes going on. If we catch anyone out here. So rules, safety car restarts. You are not allowed to drive alongside the car ahead of you until after the safety car line. I think here at Bahrain, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just here, I think. So, not 100% on that. It's different places, I believe, around all the tracks, so just not 100% sure. Anyway, Illusion to the lead of attack in P2. Safe at the moment, just keep an eye on them. Looks to be like a car was ghosted then. Is it Kieran? It seems to be okay. What's going on? Rio side by side then with Quell. Quell's gotten ahead. There's a car. I think that was 10th Cannon going around behind. He's already going the right way again, so he has recovered it. No idea if he's got any damage or not. And Matthew is also recovering himself as well. I'm sure it was a Haas that I saw going around in the background. I feel now that Luge has got to be favourite to go on and win this with his pace. Attack is, without doubt, one of those really consistent guys, so he can blame for Attack really just sort of trying to stay within that 1 second and waiting for potential mistake maybe. So Attack does make a mistake, just as I say, he's one of those consistent guys. He makes a mistake himself, and that's allowed Morgasm into P2. It's also going to allow Apex through as well by the looks of things, and he may be able to get Morgasm as well. Does indeed. Very superior straight line speed for Apex. We'll get after Luge now, and White Josh loses a couple of places there, and Kieran trying to get past as well. But Josh has recovered it. Oh, Kieran's having a look at the inside. So he took a lot more acute line. Oh, didn't fancy trying to go through there too aggressively. And it may work out for him. Try another switch back here. Nice bit of racing from these two. Don't try and go up the inside here. Surely don't try and go up the inside here, because you do that, and that's an absolute slam dunk penalty for Kieran if he gets reported. What is going on here? We've got a couple more retirements. We can have another safety car. Twins is out, Quell is out. This is an absolute disaster race. It really is turning into a disaster. Not sure what was happening though. We're getting some ghosting going on, allowing drivers to go through the other one, and they all seem to be there, so they're not actually ghosted. So it's not like a driver's in, you know, being disconnected or something. I think I did see the host may have left, so I'm not sure if the original host is still here, and sometimes that can cause lobby issues if the host changes. But this is not what I hoped for a season opener at Bahrain. Usually Bahrain is one of the absolute highlights of the season in terms of watching and commentating on. It's just not turning out that way this evening. And that happens, as I say, especially when there's a lot of drivers driving with each other for the first time. I also think we've got a very close field here, which can also cause problems as well. Yeah, you'll find that the safety car goes incredibly slow through that left-hander. Really get a bad snaking effect through the field. Okay guys, so we should find the safety car will go another lap. And it's going to be Luge leading the way again. Let's have a quick look at the tyres again. So yeah, Luge on his hard tyres. Certainly not going to give up track position at this point. Stay on his hards, and Apex is second on his mediums. They should stand him in good stead on the restart, at least for a good 4 or 5 laps, maybe even a bit longer. Obviously, Wargasms and Vatak's mediums have done a bit longer. So they'll already be feeling it a bit on the wear, but it's not, it won't be too bad. Quite a few of those laps are safety car laps, so we should be in the end of this lap. Raikkonen is just out of turn 3 and is spun round. So I think if he hadn't spun, he would have been definitely catching up before the end of the lap. I still think he will, to be honest. They're only down at the, yeah, you can actually see the car over on the right hand side there at the back. So by the time he gets to the left hander, he should be well in view of them. So yeah, we should be going again the end of this lap, which means we start lap 20, 10 laps remaining. And this is safety car number. Why is he overtaking 10th Cannon? He's literally just driven past 10th Cannon. How has he not got a penalty for that? I have no idea how he's not got a penalty for that. Surely he would have been told to give that place back. Right, anyway, let's go up to the front, guys. There goes Luge now, so Apex follows him. Wargasm looked like he might be got caught out a little bit. Saka's definitely having a look at him. Oh, Attack maybe caught out by his cold tyres a little bit there. And he's going to lose that, I think, to Rio as Wargasm spins it. One out of 3. And he'll drop to the back. Yes, we've got him going again already, so he is okay and resuming. Raikkonen now at the P8. And then 10th Cannon, side by side. Looks like Panda's taken that one. Going up into 10 then. He's got Pando's trying to make his way back up. Seems to have settled down a little bit. 10th Cannon's having a go at Gatsby Cannon here. Through into P12 there then for 10th Cannon. As Gatsby Cannon speeds into the pit lane again, I think. Did that earlier on and then served it. And Apex is through into the lead. It's Luge. Ah, Luge, come on. Not a great example of racing there, I'm afraid. Too determined to try and get the lead back. The brakes too late. Hits the side of Apex there. Meanwhile, Rio just says, well, thanks, guys. You two carry on doing that, and I'll take the lead. Thank you very much. Attack on the back of them, hanging on to them in a moment. So, Panda picking up 3 seconds. there as we watch Luge in his pursuit of Rio to try and get the lead back. I'll be very surprised if Apex doesn't report that incident though, which would, in my opinion, leave Luge open to a penalty. So Luge to the inside of Rio. Oh, and Apex spins it. That wasn't contact, that was a spin. Coming out of 4. Yellow flagged up. Hopefully no safety car, no. Back in Rio. Going at it, but Rio on the inside of the left-hander. Keeps the place ahead of Attack. Sorry, this is White Josh now coming onto the back of Attack. White Josh is on hard tyres, but with medium and hard tyres both been 11 laps old, the hard tyres have definitely got the advantage there now. Right, Josh definitely fancies chances if he sticks onto the back of Attack. That those, obviously you've got to bear in mind the safety car laps, so the mediums have a bit more life in them than they should have after 12 laps now. Still be feeling it as Rio to the outside of Luge. They can stay side by side, then he'll have the inside of turn 2, and then Attack going through as well. Still nice just to have a little bit of contact. So Luge down to P4 now. So Attack up into P2, but Rio will be loving this. The car directly behind him has dropped out of the 1 second. He's got, in fact, Rio has got slightly more energy than the car directly behind him, so could potentially fight him off here and keep him without the 1 second, outside the 1 second. Down and getting past Wargasm a bit further down for P11. There's I'm getting a bit of lag on my screen there, showing the driver having had an instant, but they've gone back to where they were, so just got a little bit of lag as Luge again. Complete dive bomb. Let's be honest, it's a complete dive bomb. Didn't work for him then in a way. White Josh held him off with a cutback, and picks up 3 seconds. So a few penalties beginning to happen as we get into the late stages of this race, and Seafield very tight together at the moment. We get a flags out in sector 2, and it's this man Panda who's recovered it just in front of the Mercedes of Raikkonen. We have it. Moves down the pit straight again. Like Josh did just about still have DRS himself off the McLaren in front. And that was Matthew having a look inside a luge. Matthew seems to be jumping around a bit there, I'm not going to lie. Doesn't look like his connection's too good. Did have some issues getting in the lobby earlier on, I think, so explain that. Stick with these guys for the moment in a way, very tight towards the end of this race. 4 laps to go next time they cross the line. Matthew, if you figured to yourself, I need to get past luge here. Let's just go to that, because Matthew, in terms of tyres, he's in the best place tyre-wise. Only 7 laps on these mediums. Luge. And you can hear the contacts happening from back here. Can't comment on that move too much because it lagged on my screen. So appears to have gotten the place in a way, luge. It was about a lot as well, but it's P3 now for luge. But I think there's going to be some clips going into the stewards regarding his driving personally. Whether he'll hold on to the podium if he stays there, I don't know. Apex, by the way, since earlier on, when we saw him spin, the actual spin he had wasn't the result of a contact. It was just lost it under traction at a turn 4. But he's recovered up to P6. He's done pretty nicely, to be fair. As Rio picks up a penalty. That would be an angry man in that cockpit right now. Oh my word, you'll be fuming. You'll be fuming, but you'll also be saying to yourself, I'm not far off getting this 3 seconds in a way. So I feel like he's just got to... He has got... Compared to those directly behind him, he's got a decent amount of ERS in comparison. And obviously the car directly behind him might have DRS off of him. As we go back to luge. This time you're alongside Fairley to make the move. So I think that one is a fair overtake, to be fair. I think that's okay. Matthew having a look at White Josh. Now, every lap that ticks away, Matthew's tyre advantage just gets that a little bit smaller. Raikkonen sets fastest lap of the race. Not a great day for the Mercedes, down at 13-14. Oh, we've got a retirement. Wargasm. It's coming out of turn 4. What lap is it? 27. There will not be a safety car. It is too late. Lap 26, the safety car would have appeared. He's just there before his car disappears. Look, just over. That is most likely losing it on the traction out of turn 4. And it could have been a contact, but I'd say most likely just spinning it, trying to get the power down. And Matthew pretty close again. Black and White Josh. But of course, Matthew, throughout all of this, Matthew's problem has been that the car ahead has always had DRS, which makes it extremely difficult to overtake, especially if you haven't got an energy advantage. So he wants to have a look. His car is jumping around all over the place. It's oh, little battle here between Daniel Gamer and McMessy. Looks like McMessy comes out on top into P7. Matthew and Josh are at it again. Looks like White Josh can hold him off again. Back down to Daniel. Yup, who's that? That's Kieran up the inside from nowhere. I think they've both done a dive bomb each there, in all fairness. Daniel gets... Oh, goodness me, no. What are you doing? 17 lap all mediums is trying that. But, there we go. Let's come back then up to White Josh on the back of attack. It's just lost luge a little bit. We've got a yellow flag, and that is Panda. He's lost it on the right-hander just before this. Presumably caught the inside curve is the usual way that you spin it around there. Here comes White Josh on Vatak. Vatak pushes him to the inside fairly. And White Josh through on the inside. Vatak tries a little switch back. He's potentially going to get a chance up into turn 4, is he? No, he's too far back. So, too far back, and Matthew appears all of a sudden. I think he seems to ghost. I think Matthew's the one that is ghosting every so often. You see his connection is really poor. Trying to find for us what's likely to be our best battle. Technically, that is probably. This probably is. I think we got White Josh, followed by Vatak, followed by Matthew. Apex isn't that far behind, just there. See from the broadcast camera there just how badly Matthew's car is jumping around the track at the moment. So it's not ideal. I mean, it's not ideal for other drivers. It's not ideal for him either. Oh, sorry, I completely missed the fact it was the final lap. Congratulations to Rio over the line then. That does win despite the 3-second penalty in Bahrain. Luge cross line P2, White Josh P3, Vatak in 4, Matthew 5, Apex in 6, smashed it up over the line. McMessy P7, 10th Cannon 8, Daniel Gamer in 9, Kieran in 10, Panda in 11, Raikkonen coming through the final corner now, and he's going to finish P12 with his Mercedes teammate coming home behind him in P13 with 7 retirements. During the course of this race we lost Wargasm, Twins, Quell, Echo, Ace Guy. I'll do the other two in just a moment. Let's say, guys, I won't be doing any interviews tonight. I'm not I'm not feeling well, and I just want to get off, if I'm honest. So just gonna skip through this, and then so here we go. Scroll through that. I've already done all those. So just confirm the other 2 retirements were Erna and Callum, who we lost really early on. I think it was first lap. That's yeah, it's very early on. Couple of things for the stewards to look at. Ace Guy, clear retirement on track, was trying to deliberately retire by hitting the wall as well on a couple of occasions. Caught on stream. Raikkonen overtake under safety car. I don't know why he did that, but he just overtook someone on a safety car, didn't give it back. Just stayed ahead. And some very questionable driving throughout the field, to be honest with you. Let's go to the instance. Quickly scroll through these just so that the stewards have got them on the stream if they need to refer to them. And there we have it. But I think Rio was one of the better ones on the night, I think, and I think he's fairly won tonight. White Josh. I think my driver of the day for the first race is going to go to Vatak, P10 to P4. I know White Josh has done 12 to 3, but I think in the whole scheme of things, I think Vatak's racecraft was the best. out of those guys. McMessy as well, actually, P20 to P7. Ooh, I might change it. Yeah, sorry for Tack, I'm going to change my mind. McMessy takes my driver of the day, Hilly's driver of the day for the evening, because he drove fairly as well. So, but well done to both of you anyway. Anyway, guys, that's the end of our first race of the season. I do apologise. It was not the standard of racing we expect in GRL, so that helps to get looked at. But as I said, remember, a lot of these guys racing together for the first time, which never helps, so they've got to get used to each other a bit. But we'll be back next week then, as promised, so 8 o'clock. Remember, Division 1 starts half an hour later, so if you wanted to switch over to Division 1, please do. And but other than that, guys, thank you very much to all of you that have watched along with me tonight, and anybody who watches the stream back at a later point. I really appreciate it. Vice Racing, thank you for chatting and keeping me entertained throughout as well. But otherwise, guys, thank you very much. Good night, God bless, and we'll see you again next week. All the best.